I'm kind of not understanding the 8-1 here. When Sotomayor and Kagan see the same thing as the conservative bloc, what is it that Ketanji Brown Jackson missed?
I think law school might be the answer. She just is completely in her own world, writing from a policy perspective as opposed to from a legal perspective. And as you noted, the two other justices who are on the left side went along with the conservative justices. And one of them even did a concurrence and said, look, yeah, Trump has to follow the law, but he's not doing anything right now that isn't following the law. In fact, he told these agencies in doing these reviews that you have to follow the law. And it was pretty shocking to me that the concurrence got published. I worked for a judge for over 25 years in the federal system, and sometimes those concurrences go out to kind of give you a brushback pitch to say, hey, you might not really want to do this, but it didn't work. And she put out that lengthy dissent that really just made her look ridiculous.
Well, it was Sotomayor. She was saying that, this is an announcement of a plan. It hasn't been put into place, so the law hasn't been broken yet. The president is essentially the CEO of the executive branch. If he says to the agencies, let's look at a downsizing plan, which might mean not hiring as many people to fulfill the ranks if there's retirements, which they don't have to hire people. That's not firing people. That's just downsizing by not hiring. It does. We don't know what the plan actually is. So Sotomayor says to Ketanji Brown Jackson, what is your reasoning here? And in Brown's reasoning, she said, well, he's taking a wrecking ball to the federal government. Like you said, that's a policy complaint, not a legal complaint.
Absolutely. And I think beyond the 8-1 decision and what it reflects on Justice Jackson, it reflects on the lower courts. Because more than one lower court has said that Trump exceeded his executive authority in promulgating these EOs and issuing them. And the Supreme Court, 8-1, said, no, he can do that. So yes, it reflects poorly on Jackson, but it also reflects poorly on every single lower court judge that relied on the same EO to say, you can't do these downsizings, or that you can't go forward with a plan and put in place the injunctions. And it's important to keep in mind, the Supreme Court shouldn't be involved in this. These lower courts should have been going so overboard that you've had to have the Supreme Court justices come in and stop it half a dozen, 10 times where they ruled against Trump, put in injunctions, and the Supreme Court has come in and said no. It's showing that the lower courts are completely out of control.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.